Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz and I will be guiding you on this journey today. I keep feeling called to make a little intro. I don't know, like it kind of almost feels like setting expectations. I'm not even, honestly, it keeps like cycling through my brain though to do it. And I feel like that alone is reason enough, to listen to it. So I'm not going to take any card. I'm just going to shuffle and I'm just going to blab for a second. I'm not going to take any cards that come out though, because this is going to be the intro for all 24 readings that I do, because I cannot repeat myself that many times. Like I will legitimately implode. So, tarot for me has always been a way of organizing my thoughts and feelings. When I first got into tarot myself, like some big life things happened. And I needed to organize my thoughts. I needed to organize my feelings, and which is very Virgo moon of me with my Cancer rising, right? It's like, that the over analyzing, write everything down. And literally that's what I did. I had a whole notebook, and I had a page dedicated to every single tarot card. And I went through every tarot deck I had at the time and I wrote down the keywords. I was watching tarot videos on YouTube myself. And anytime somebody would say something about a specific card that resonated with me or was like, ooh, that's actually a really cool perspective or way of like understanding that card or combination of cards. And I would write it down in my little notebook. And then I kind of expanded from there and started giving friends and family tarot readings. But anyway, all of that is to say, right? Like I'm not psychic. I'm not claiming to be psychic. I do know these cards and I trust the cards that come out. I trust the order that they do. I trust the message that is being given to me. So funny. There's the Queen of Swords. And also, that's why I explain each card, because it's definitely part of my own processing, but also giving you information on the cards so that you can use your own discernment. You can check in with your own intuition, because we all have it. And maybe I'm not saying what is coming through for you about a specific card, but that is very much a message for you to honor. So definitely pay attention to that, right? Like definitely pay attention to any type of whispers, feelings, just things that are dropping into your consciousness as you are watching these readings, because no doubt that is a message for you. I'm more than likely not predicting necessarily anything for you. I am probably confirming what you already know to be true in your situation. But also that is very important, right? Because, if you have confirmation that, again, right, like your thoughts, your feelings, the experience, the circumstance that you're going through right now is actually what is going on, then it almost like frees up the energy. It frees up some mind space, some consciousness, almost even like opens your receptors to what's next. Like, okay, that is true. I don't have to necessarily focus on that so much anymore and kind of, spin my wheels on that. But yeah, so again, right? I mean, I may not be predicting anything for you. It's interesting because like, I don't necessarily think that's like my purpose right now, but at the same time, like I do feel like that's changing a little bit for me. And I'm keeping my receptors open, right? Like I'm welcoming the energy, however it is going to change, if it does. who knows? So yeah, like I said, I'm here to confirm things. I mean, who knows? Possibly predict shit. But where I thought there was, okay. Like I thought there I saw a card that was turned over. And ultimately allow energy to flow. So anyway, I think that is all that I want to say. For the time being, I can't tell you. I have no clue if I'm going to repeat something similar in the next series of videos. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. We go where the energy takes us as long as it feels good. And it did. So we did it. And with that, we're going to get into the readings. Also, before we both forget, hit that subscribe button. Just go ahead and do it. Hit the like button. Leave a comment would be cool too. But yeah, okay. With that being said, let's get into the readings. Great. So this is a reading for Virgo. Wherever Virgo is in your chart. Is there anything going on in Virgo? Well, the south node or south node. Like, wait, one of the nodes is there, I think, right? I know this weekend we have, yeah, it is. But it's like at like what? 0 degrees, maybe 1. Because I'm like, I know we have, dang it. I know we have the Aries solar eclipse this weekend. And it's like, it's the last eclipse with the solar, or, oh my gosh, it's the last eclipse on the Aries. Let's see. Yeah. So it's at 27 degrees. 27 degrees Virgo. But, I mean, there's all that shit in Pisces that would be, opposing any placements that you have in Virgo, right? Like, well, the moon is in Pisces right now. Is that opposing my moon? It is. That's cool. I have a Virgo moon. So as far as like today goes, March 27th, because I think I'll probably be putting these out tomorrow. But anyway, the moon, Saturn, North Node, Venus retrograde is back in Pisces now. Mercury is going to be going back into Pisces at some point too. Neptune is at like 29 degrees. Yeah. Pisces. So, maybe feeling a little bit of that, tension that comes with oppositions. But also, Neptune is moving out of Pisces on Sunday. It'll be in Aries until October, and then it'll go back into Pisces for a couple months, and then I think in January it's in Aries for the next like 14 years or something. So anyway, again, you might just be feeling a little bit of that tension, and especially too, like if you have Pisces placements. So we have Temperance, we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Swords, and then we have 6 of Pentacles and the Sun. 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's just see make sure everything is in there. Do you feel like you have been in a holding pattern for some time? If you have been affected by being in limbo or being in a holding pattern, call this number. That's how this feels. But, I mean, we have at least like some good stuff, here at the end. Not that any of this is bad, but I don't have the patience personally for limbo or holding patterns, like I just don't. And especially if I'm ready for something to change, not to mention, like I was even talking about, like the tension, like, if you just know that something, maybe you don't know what, but something is shifting, changing, blending, it's like, it can be difficult to not lose your shit in that. I'm saying this because we have Temperance here. Even the Seven of Pentacles. Temperance does talk about patience. I kind of love how this one, right? Like she's holding tree pose, which is very grounding, but like she's got one eye open. So it's, I don't know, I'm like trying to kind of feel into that. It's like not wanting to miss something, or not even wanting to be surprised either. And also, in this Temperance card, there's cupcakes on one side, carrots, water on the other. There's a laptop back here. It looks like the cat got their hands on a cupcake. So it is about balance. But, Temperance is alchemy. It's, turning the blending of, usually depicted, water and fire. So, the fire element in tarot is about our motivation. It's, the motivation to do something, putting, action into it. I'm missing fire in my natal chart. I wish I had more fire. Both of these are fire cards. This is Sagittarius. This is Leo. So it's like, the energy is available to like put the oomph behind something. And maybe you're like, I'm ready to, right? Like I have energy that I want to put into something, right? But again, it's like maybe anytime you have tried, or it's like, like the recipe isn't quite right yet. And then the water element I was talking about with Temperance, our emotions, how we're feeling about things, heart chakra, right? Like it's more about like our body. And we do have a lot, we have two pentacles, three kind of with, two of pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We have a decent amount of pentacles energy out here too. Body. I always think about tempering chocolate with the Temperance card too, because there are certain steps that you have to go through in order to properly temper chocolate, right? And if you try to rush through any of those steps, if you try to skip any of those steps, or, try to get away with like using less of something or whatever, then it ruins it. You have to literally start over again. So again, I know we're still like talking about Temperance here, but it's, it's literally just taking one step at a time. It's also too even recognizing that each one of those steps is important for the sum, or like for the whole, right? And truly, like you can't get to the end product without having those other ingredients, the heat, the water, the whatever. Right? So again, okay, I feel like I'm kind of beating a I don't, for whatever reason, I don't want to say dead horse, but whatever, right? Like I think you get the point. Just recognize that everything that has been going on up into this point, it is important for your process. And it is going to get you to exactly where you want to go. We have the Seven of Pentacles here, which is putting in the work. It is, practice makes perfect. It's also like learning, getting information. With a Seven of Pentacles, I usually think of, this is what I usually say with the Seven of Pentacles. You can't just put a seed in the ground and literally forget about it and expect it to bear fruit, right? Like, you have to water it every day. You have to prune it if it's something that needs to be like pruned back in order to grow bigger, right? You need to like check it for pests or whatever, bugs, right? And treat that. You also can't necessarily overwater it once it gets to a point of actually bearing fruit, right? So it's like putting in your time, putting in your resources like water, soil, tools, whatever, literally the ground that you plant it in or the pots that you put it in. And you're like learning shit along the way, right? Like, they have this book here. They're checking these grapes. Are they ripe enough yet? Do they need maybe another half a day, another day or two? Right? So again, even like I was like talking all this shit about, or with, the temperance, I wasn't talking shit about temperance, but right, like all of those steps, you have picked up information, you have learned something, you've gotten even maybe a bit more clear about what it is that you want, what you don't want, what does work for you. Pentacles is about our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our time. Where are we investing our time? It's our physical presence. Where are we physically showing up in our lives? Literally anything tangible, anything monetary, anything that we place value and worth on. It's also our health. Maybe there's something that requires a bit of balance when it comes to health. And there's something maybe that you have even learned about that, or there's information to be found. Like it's trying different practices, maybe researching things, having conversations. Not to mention too, like the Two of Pentacles is about balance too. So it's interesting that there's kind of this emphasis on balance, but also like one step at a time. I feel like that's also even kind of like earth energy. It's very practical, grounded, right? I mean, maybe even try tree pose yourself for a few seconds. You don't have to put your leg all the way up here. Just don't put it on your knee, where it fits perfectly, like where you think it should go. Don't put it there because your knee doesn't bend sideways. So you could cause injury. Put it on your calf if you can't put it up there. Just put your heel on your ankle and leave your, the ball of your foot on the floor. I mean, who knows? Like go stand outside if it's, if you have, some privacy and you're not just going to be out there for everybody to see you holding tree pose, unless you don't even care about that. Because truly, who fucking cares? Like, that's the point where I'm at. Even too, like closing both of your eyes also has a tendency to throw you off of balance. So keeping one eye open, right? Like it helps to balance you. And I also even feel like with that, it truly is finding your own equilibrium. What works for you specifically? That feels very important. The Knight of Swords came out sideways, but it does feel like more upright, and it's also very fast moving. I mean, look at the face on this cat, dude. Look at the face on the cat. Wow. But, you know, they're there. They're along for the ride. I mean, things can move fairly quickly if you want them to. This is also, you know, it's like it's swords. Swords have to do with our thoughts, ideas, belief systems, our perspective on things, truth, honesty, but like divine truth, not some shit that we like, you know, carried the T and dotted the I, you know, like we somehow came out, you know, with it's literal, you know, that's what I mean, like divine truth. I also see swords as being the suit of ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, circumstances. It becomes our belief system. It becomes our temperament, our personality, right? Like we take in, we consume just our everyday lives. It goes through the filter of our ego and it kicks out a belief or perception. And all of that can be changed. And this to me feels like chasing, or not even necessarily chasing, just moving towards a different idea, belief, being led by your truth too. They're holding the Ace of Swords there, charging forward. Conviction even is coming through. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Sun card here. The Six of Pentacles is about energy exchange. I love that we have the 6 and the 7 out here. But there is this person here in the middle. They have the means to help this person monetarily, to help this person with resources. There's this basket of food here. So you could be any one of these people. You could be benefiting from somebody's quote unquote charity. And, you know, in the sense of they have, again, like they have the means to assist you in whatever way, right? Whether it is monetarily with a grant, because not necessarily a loan, because there's no strings attached with the Six of Pentacles. They're not expecting this money to come back with interest, right? Like that's not the point. So a grant or donation, something along those lines, if that's what it is that you need. You know, I mean, it could be receiving funding for something. It could be applying for a grant or applying for a loan or something, right? Having a conversation about it. You could be receiving some sort of other assistance. You could also be the person that is offering those things. Maybe even being in a position of providing a service in some aspect, flying somewhere, which I also even kind of feel is like very like Virgo, like being of service, right? It could be volunteering your time. People could be volunteering their time to you. Whatever it is, you know, I'm just kind of trying to cover like all my bases here. But again, you know, I mean, it could just be having a conversation with somebody who has the expertise or the knowledge or whatever it is that you have an interest in. And with the Sun card here too, like The Sun card is literally like everything good. It's also even just, it to me feels like hope, or like giving you this new, like, I don't want to say like new lease on life or any, it's not like that, but it's like, just feeling excited about something, like feeling that you have accomplished something, like gives you confidence, right? It almost like puts light back in your eyes and your life and, whatever. I mean, there's multiple generations on this card too. There's this older person, it looks like, with the gray hair. There's this person here who is clearly pregnant. There's this younger person here, which is interesting because it's almost like the whole, is it like, what, let's see, maiden, mother, crone thing? Like maiden represents youth here with this one. Just, judging by the illustration, they look younger. And not to, again, to like going back to even this Temperance card, because like all of the experiences that you have been through from literally childhood until now, right? Like it's like the whole kind of like life cycle. The mother here, clearly, she is pregnant. Fertility, growth, literally like reproducing, creating life. It doesn't necessarily have to be like biological reproduction, like in tarot, pregnancy generally does mean like the creation of something, literally giving birth to, an idea, a belief, something created out of your own image, right? The crone, wisdom, experience, being, somebody that people look to because they have that wisdom, the expertise. So that's actually really effing interesting how that came together. And like, and with cycles, right? It like never ending. It's just never ending. You could be at any one of these stages regardless of your age. You could be at any one of these stages. And I believe that Virgo is like considered the maiden, often associated with harvest, fertility, and goddesses. Oh, and the goddesses like Persephone and Demeter. So that's interesting. I also love too that we are talking about Virgo in this capacity with the Sun card, and not, like the Hermit card, which is, the Virgo card, or even the Magician, which is Mercury. But I love that we're talking about it in the sense of the Sun card, because again, like this tells me that things are coming together. Maybe you will like meet somebody, or again, something will come up here where whatever it is that you needed is going to be offered to you. And that's, what kind of brings out this excitement. And again, right, like just kind of having like a new excitement. The Sun card also talks about rebirth. All these sunflowers here, it's going into spring. The time changed. The sun is staying out later, right? It could even just be getting vitamin D, like making sure that you get out in the sun a little bit. The Two of Pentacles is balance. But also, okay, so in this Two of Pentacles, right, like this kind of, to me, like the Two of Pentacles always feels like the constant flow of energy, right? Like it's like the adulting card, like responsibilities are just constant, but it's finding balance in that. But look at this cat right here about to jump on the seesaw, and they're not even looking. So just be aware. I don't think that it like necessarily throws them out of balance by any means, because the next card we have is the Three of Pentacles, and that's about collaboration, working with others. But it's like, don't lose your footing if something unexpected happens. Because, I mean, you could easily recover, is like the message that's coming through here. But if you start freaking out, right, then you may end up falling off of the seesaw. So it's stay grounded, hone into that Virgo earth aspect, stay grounded. Also, even just expect the unexpected anyway, because then you're less likely to be thrown off so drastically, right? Like, keep your core tight. That just came through. Like, keep your core tight. That'll help you remain balanced too. I mean, even same with the temperance card. I mean, truly, even just like I said, for a couple seconds, if you, I'm going to do it once I stop this recording. I'm going to go do it now. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.